Hey there. Oh yeah, I remember. You're from like the Midwest, you said? Yeah, but did your diarrhea go on Blacklight? Were you eating the Walmart shrimp? Acid? Yeah. I could see like if you were eating like the radioactive shrimp from Walmart, you might have diarrhea that looks like that. So tonight I'm just gonna show some paintings in the Blacklight. So I'll switch it out here. Yeah, this one's my favorite. This one I haven't put up for sale. I can't part with it, but I do have a bunch of prints of it. Yeah, the radioactive shrimp. Yeah, that's the first thing I thought about when you said something about it looks like diarrhea. I was like, yeah. It just made me think of the shrimp from Walmart. Oh, this one has resin on it, so it might have a glare. Let's see. I need to get a new easel thing. This one's kind of broken. Oh, you want to see the blacklight? Blacklight. Might have to turn it off because I don't know if you'll be able to see it through the camera. Is it on? Oh, let me see. This blacklight's pretty cool. I've had it for a while. I think it's from Amazon. But it's a LED blacklight. This one came out pretty cool. It's kind of trippy, I guess, with the colors and all. Yeah, Geo, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and these are pretty cool too, because you can hang them however you like. Like, there's no set um, orientation to them. So you can get like real creative even with the art piece. So, but this one actually looks cool without the black light too. This one came out pretty vibrant. I know there's a awful glare, but pretty vibrant. Yeah, that would be cool to do like a I don't know how that would work, but like to actually paint on the wall. You could probably do like a canvas, like tapestry. Yeah, these came out really trippy. Let me see. I have a whole bunch to show. Some of them are just like the fluid art, and then some of them have other paintings as well. Let me show this thing. This thing's pretty cool. I'm gonna try to get it in view. Let's see. So this is like a stash box type thing. I made. Oh, I don't know what that is. Tissue or something. I gotta get better at like showing. There we go. I put the So I actually took this one doesn't have resin on it, but I took like an art print, used some Mod Podge, and kind of put it inside the lid. So it's one of those magnetic boxes, and then I have art and art. It's a little mini one. Yeah, it's definitely a stash box. And then I did, these are little mini ones. It's a little frog. Oh, he looks cool in the blacklight. Yeah, I have another one too, stash box I made. I sold a couple of them. These I still have because I didn't technically finish this one. But I'll have to like find it, the other one. So let me put him down. Hopefully you can see it okay. Yeah, gold background, that's my favorite. I had like an obsession with gold for a while where like all my art pieces had some sort of gold in it. So this is one of the ones I had left over. Let's see here. So these ones are smaller. I started experimenting with the fluid acrylic on the side of the canvases. There we go. So this is just a basic mountain scene. It looks okay in the blacklight. I didn't really paint it for blacklight. Yeah, the gold one has resin, like a resin top coat on it. It's not perfect, but this one does have resin. Yeah, I added a bunch of resin to different of the fluid art pieces, but sometimes that makes it like a little more, I gotta price it higher. Yeah, the gold contrast it really does make it pop really nicely. This one came out pretty cool too with like the blue, orange. Yeah, some of them I really nailed the like a color theory. Let me put a different one up here. My art style, I would kind of say that I'm more like abstract, like experimental. I've always done like surrealist like illustration, and then mostly black and white and pencil, a lot of ink drawings, and then I just stopped being afraid and just started using color. I mean, color can be very intimidating, but if you learn the basics of like color theory and like the color wheel, anybody could really, paint something. So this one was pretty cool. This was just a basic landscape. So I can show you, I'll show you another one that I did here that would probably, I would say these are more my developmental style pieces. So these are more recent. So this one I also did the fluid art on the sides. Oh yeah, that one doesn't look too good on the black light. I guess you could say it's like surrealism. So this one was actually an illustration I did several years ago. I just kind of developed a certain style over the last few years. So I took a lot of old drawings that I did and repainted them. Since I got a little better with working with acrylic medium. So that's one. This is actually one of series of 3. So here's that one I titled Out of Space. Because it's, you know, she looks kind of sad. It's like out of space and she's sitting on Jupiter. I thought that was one of my better titles. This one's the Sea Witch. Because it kind of reminded me of Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Yeah, the sailboat and the hair is like my absolute favorite. I did I added that to another piece or painting that I did. That one I have too. I have so much stuff like floating around. This isn't even half of like what I have. So, and then that one's painted as well. It's like a... I mean, I could do a little bit more work on the globe. Still could use like some more highlights. That's kind of why I still like have these paintings, because they're technically not finished. Like, you could still keep working on them. So like if I try to sell it and it doesn't sell, I'll revamp it or maybe add some more finishing to it. And then let's see here. So I don't know, I'll try to explain that. Basically, transparent acrylic. Acrylic comes in like 3 basic forms. You have transparent and then opaque, and then they also sell like fluid acrylics. So it's like a transparent glazing technique. I could look that up and figure out how to explain it a little better. But if you just Google glazing, acrylic glazing, it'll give you more of like a step-by-step on how to do that. This is the 3rd painting to that series. This one still needs a little more work to it too. I'm bad at not finishing stuff right away. But yeah, to make that see-through was definitely a challenge. It was definitely challenging. And then the current painting that I'm working on, which probably next live stream I'll probably work on that for a while. The clouds. Clouds are so hard to paint. At least in my opinion. I don't know how this one looks in the black. Yeah, if I had like more layers to it, it probably would look pretty cool. If I add more to like the seahorse and like, I could probably make that one a blacklight. Alright, let's see. And then my cat is like sniffing my paintings. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh yeah, with like the thunderstorm. Or like the lightning. Yeah, let me know if I move them away too quickly. My paint splattered stars. That one looks okay with the blacklight. Maybe if I move it around. Yeah, some of these I didn't really paint for blacklight. I did use like blacklight acrylic on some of the areas like in here, but that was just mostly because that's what I have. So this one I actually masked out, like I taped off a section and then did the fluid acrylic design and then just painted like traditional acrylic paint for the outside. So it kind of like made that organic pattern. So I've been experimenting with like, I've been taking like the techniques and trying to experiment and get creative and figure out different ways to utilize those skills that I kind of taught myself. It was like the big thing in like 2020, like the fluid art got really popular. Everybody was doing it. And I kind of just stuck with it and found it fun and tried to utilize and make it, you know, creative and original. And no, I don't use like the store-bought pouring mediums. I make my own what would you call it? Concoction. Rather, I mean, the pre-made fluid acrylics are perfectly fine for someone who's just learning how to do it because it's not cheap. And if you don't know color theory and like color mixing, you'll just spend a bunch of money to make something that's muddy. And then that definitely would discourage you from keep trying. But definitely I suggest to buy those to just as you're starting out. Yeah, it's being like having to think like I think all the time of like ideas. I mean, over the last few years, there have been like more tools and available things out there as far as like accumulating like reference. You know, because a lot of people before would have to, go to libraries and look at references of pictures of animals in a book. Now we have the internet and Pinterest, photography. Now there's AI generators that can, you can put an idea into and it can make different images for you. You can piece together stuff in Photoshop. There's all kinds of different ways to make reference. I could definitely go on about that. And of course, you can also draw from life too, but you don't really sometimes get the opportunity to do that. I'm not sure what mountain range. I think this is a mountain in Colorado, I believe. I know this was drawn from an actual, or painted from a real life landscape, but of course I made it abstract. Yeah, but unfortunately, there's no getting away from it. The AI generators are in everything. Even Photoshop now has one. It's just it's a tool. There's right and wrong ways to use things, I'm not saying to print out an AI image and sell it, but that's crazy. I never looked at this one under the blacklight. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's cool. This one actually looks cool. Are you creative at all? Do you make anything? I do have my community posts turned on, so you can leave photos or videos or comments on my channel. I also thoroughly enjoy memes. Oh, that's cool. I love photography. You'll have to share some with me. I love to see what everybody else does. And photography can get really creative too. You can do a lot of amazing things with it. I actually bought like a disposable film camera from the place I used to work at. I have to find something to do to take pictures, and I want to develop them. That'd be pretty cool. I've used an Icon before. I don't know if people still use that. That's like the popular brand. Oops. Oh, this one looks pretty cool in the blacklight. Let me see without it. Yeah, I had like for like a year or two, I had Like, I get into these phases where I paint certain things. I don't know. It's like a significance or something that happens in my life. I just had like a obsession with painting like mountainous landscapes for a while. I mean, obviously, because they're just beautiful and it's the earth, but like I had a really good time trying to make like an existing landscape look like abstract. So this one was a lot of fun to do. Yeah, just it's just so beautiful. The mountains. I enjoy doing like painting like the sea and like sea animals and creatures too, and just anything nature related. I love animals. Yeah, this one I showed quite a few people. Somebody said like an alternate universe, like a timeline, like you're shifting timelines. I thought that was pretty cool, like interpretation of it. But yeah, this one, as usual, isn't 100% finished. Of course, I gotta get better with that, so I gotta finish the sides. If someone offers to buy this from me, I should have sold it because now I could definitely have used the money. But I wanted to hang on to it a little longer because I was thinking of maybe putting resin on top of this one, which is the shiny plastic. Yeah, parallel universe is exactly. I think that's kind of what I was subconsciously painting, or trying to do with it. Oh, and that shadow. He's just like chilling with me. He hangs out with me while I paint. So he's just like hanging out there. Yeah, he's a chunky boy. Alright, yeah. He's just waiting for me to feed him again. Say hi. Yeah. He doesn't like to be recorded. Yeah, well, you're cute though. Say hi. There's 7 people watching you. I don't know who's all in here, but yeah, he's goofy. Yeah, he's cute. He lays like that. It's so cute. I don't know. He's like half purring, half. I'm just kind of like, I'm in like a basement. I don't know if this basement's moldy. Probably is. Yeah, that one looks okay at the blacklight. Here. Yeah, so this was another one I did where I taped off an area, did the fluid acrylic, and then painted the portrait around that section. I appreciate that. I appreciate you taking the time to stop in and hang out and take a look at it. Yeah, I've been doing art for like 20 years. I just recently have been trying to experiment a little bit with live streaming and see how that kind of goes. I was on TikTok for a while, but that kind of got pretty lame. More or less because they're not really pushing, art content at all. YouTube's a little bit better once you figure out how to actually work the app. And, make content or post videos that, aren't copyright or all that happy stuff. And who knows, maybe one day I might do other sort of content besides art. Maybe, we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, this one definitely came out really cool. I'm trying to keep the same momentum. Because that's like one of the fears that I have. Like, you have to take a break. Like, people just, you can't grind all the time because you'll just get burnt out. And this is something that I passionate and enjoy doing. Because even if I'm not making money from it, I still figure out a way to be able to do this because this is actually what makes me happy. Let's see here. I'm definitely not a 9 to 5 type person. Let's say that. That one looks kind of cool with the blacklight. This is another like parallel universe type thing. I had a good artist friend tell me I should add some more shading into this. I don't know what I was thinking putting this line here. I don't like that. But it still looks cool nonetheless. This one I might end up redoing again at some point. Like repainting it. Oh my gosh, I couldn't even tell you. I mean, I could give you a rough number from like the last like year. I would say like 15. That's actual physical paintings. That's not including any fluid art stuff I've done. I slowed down the momentum a little bit because, like I was saying, you do get burnt out very easily. And then if you have, like, any sort of, like, inconvenience in your life or something happens, that can kind of put a stress on being creative. So this one was the same concept with the, mask parts. This one kind of got messed up. I might redo this one as well. The tape didn't hold as good, so you can kind of see where it leaked under. Yeah, somebody said that too before. That's cool. I don't, this one, I think, this was just like a model, reference photo I think I got from like Pinterest. And then I added the raven, obviously, and the skull. That was all my doing. So this is a cool image for, you know, it's getting close to like Halloween. Oh, what did I say? I don't think this one. Yeah, this one doesn't have too much blacklight paint in it. I did another painting. I don't have, I sold that one. People told me it looked like Selena Gomez. It's like, I didn't use her as a reference, but I mean, if that's, you know, it can be her if you want it to be. Art is subjective. Here's a skull one for Halloween, I guess. If you're into it. I'm having fun putting blacklight on all these. This one's actually my own reference. I worked at like a pack and ship store, like a UPS type thing. And people would bring in like the weirdest stuff, and somebody brought in like a human skull and some like bones or something, and it was like really creepy and weird, but like, of course, I'm a weird artist, so I took photos of it. So, because the skull had all the teeth and everything, it was pretty cool in that sense, but also creepy at the same time, because it's like, why would you like who is that? It was so weird. People are weird. Yeah, you can kind of, you know, it can, you can make any kind of like shapes and images out of all these. The ones with the resin are hard to show because of the fluorescent lighting. Yeah, this one's okay. I mean, I like the color scheme of it with the purple and orange. And this one's has resin on it as well. This one I still have listed on my Etsy. I don't know. I gotta readjust my prices. I am gonna make them more reasonable. There's that one. Let's see. This one looks like an Easter egg. I also went through a phase where I did paint pouring on vinyl records. I did that for a while. So I don't even know what this is. I think it was like I did like a swipe technique, and then this looks like a dustpan pour over top. I just went crazy with it. And then, I don't know, I did some glitter stuff on the back. So I have drawn my self-portrait, but none of the paintings that I've shown are self-portrait. They're either some sort of figure model that I found on the internet, or I sometimes use like an AI reference just for like people. This one's pretty cool. This one I did, it's called a chameleon cell technique. So it makes it pinpoints and like separates the pigments in like little areas. I thought that technique was pretty fascinating. There's a lot of other fluid artists I see on YouTube that like do really cool stuff with that. No, these records were not playable to begin with. I'm not like an advocate to like ruin other people's artwork. Like if the record's still played, like I would not pour paint over top of it. No, they were deeply scratched. Like I tried to put them on a turntable and that they weren't. You can't play them. So instead of just like throwing it in the trash, I was like, let me make it cool. Let me put some paint on it. Like recycle art kind of thing. Yeah, I've done paint pouring on all different types of items. Boxes, skateboards, guitars, like the body part of a guitar, records, glass mirrors. I'm trying to think. I know there's more stuff. Basically anything that paint will stick to, I will try to pour on it. But So, what do you think about the records? Do you think they're cool or? Yeah, I tried to paint, like, I see people paint, like, images on the vinyl records as well. I tried to do that and it completely, like, trashed every paintbrush I used. So I'm like, I don't know if I really like doing this. And this is just like a regular one. Yeah, that last one, this is a record as well. So, and this here is just a stretch canvas. 10. Yeah, I gotta think of like a better way to like sign my name. I don't know. So most of these I just sign the back. Yeah. Yeah, I have the Blacklight on. So that's like what the record looks like without the blacklight. It's still pretty vibrant. So that's one of the compliments I got a lot from my fluid art is that it's actually, I get it pretty vibrant. So this is, I think I have more records, I'm not sure. Yeah, this one looks similar to the other one. The blacklight. Yeah, I just wasn't sure how to like finish these or like hang them. Because I tried to sell them at a craft fair. But the cells that came out really cool in this one. But yeah, I have more of these than I like to admit. It was just really fun. I just like made like a whole bunch of these. I don't know. Cause it was just like it's either that or the plastic or the vinyl just goes in the trash. That one's a small one. That one has resin on it too. Pretty cool. That one reminds me of like Lisa Frank. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm referencing, but would show my cat again, but he left me. This one's kind of weird. The green and black thing. So hopefully soon, I'm getting a little bit better at the whole live streaming thing. I'm gonna do a paint pour, probably just like a basic one, on live stream. I might do it on a vinyl record. I think I still have a couple left. Would you be interested in that? Like seeing something like that? Ooh, I don't know what that was. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Um, I know this is kind of boring, but I'm trying to get a little bit, used to doing this, like, talking through, my phone and interacting with the chat and that sort of thing. So this is all new. Like I've done TikTok live streams, but I've definitely been on YouTube and a lot longer of live streams on here. Yeah, I really love this one. This is like one of my favorites. So let's show that one again. Here, let me show it without the black light. Yeah, it is. TikTok. Oh, as I'm like running it. Yeah, it is. It's. I mean, I'm okay with like. Whoa, that is not staying up. There we go. Yeah, it is. I didn't mind it so much of it being like a younger crowd, but um, they just. I don't know what's up with the algorithm. Like, I don't know if it's they want you to pay money. Like, they're just not pushing your content at all unless you have a whole paragraph written on the screen or you're doing something insane. You're not gonna get your stuff pushed. And I have like made talking videos and have shown my face and stuff like that. And it's so I'm hoping like since I'm actually good at painting, I'm hopefully people would like to watch that. I put this one back up again. I do appreciate everyone that's in here. Even just viewing. Yeah, and just putting it out there and just, it makes me feel good to even just talk about it. Yeah, hopefully, so it's just like where I'm like living right now, during like the peak times of the day. Hopefully I can get some time where I can go live not at 2 a.m. Because I might, bring in a different audience, different people. Yeah, I kind of like the YouTube platform. It's actually been pretty decent. I know I'm just re-putting up ones that I showed already. Yeah. Hey, I don't mind as long as you're funny. I do have a sense of humor. You gotta make me laugh though. Show this one up here. Yeah, I love putting I have the blacklight on these. I haven't had my blacklight out in a while. And I was like, yeah, let me get that out and do a live stream with that, showing some of my stuff with it on. Yeah, tomorrow night's live stream will probably be me painting. Here, let me show that real quick too. Yeah, I definitely got to figure out the trick too. I don't know if it's because I have an iPhone or what, but my phone gets so hot. So this is the one I'm currently working on. Oh wow, that looks cool with the black light. With the sea witch. I also have prints too. You would have to either direct message me on Instagram or email me. I could figure out a way to get it to you. I don't have them listed on my Etsy shop because most people don't buy prints from Etsy because you'd have to pay for the shipping and all that. So I haven't had any good luck with that. But I do have them. But here, let me turn the black light on. But yeah, this is my current. Yeah, the bottom part's still looking really rough, so like this whole area, this isn't even, I wouldn't even say it's like 20% done. I would say the Raven's pretty much done. I do need to add some light highlights on the beak and the eye. Oh, you do digital? I haven't recently, but I have done digital art. I've done a lot of like vector art and like Illustrator. I've used Procreate. Digital art's a lot of fun. I actually used to, when I was younger, I would take my drawings, like my ink drawings, I would scan them, and then I would color them in Photoshop. If you go to my link tree and go to some of my other platforms that I'm on, like Behance, some of my stuff's on Instagram, where I would do digital coloring. Yeah, right? Because I'm sitting here like procrastinating. I'm like scared. I don't want to, I just have to like push myself, just do it. It's like, it's just paint. You can paint over it. It's not, a big deal. It's not going into like a museum or something. Yeah, definitely. And if I've always follow everybody back too, especially if you make anything or do anything creative. Well, basically, even if you do anything, as long as you have some sort of like, normal content, it's not, what's on Instagram. I'm not even gonna say it. I do have, it's not the same as a Sea Witch, but it's part of the series. This is like the Sea Mermaid series I did. Yeah, an art friend of mine turned me on to these canvases. They're from Michaels. They've been really cool. They have like the deep gallery wrap sides. So I was able to figure out something creative to do with it. Because it's like some artists say, paint the sides of the canvas or else, the painting doesn't look finished. And then some people are like, why bother if you're going to frame it type thing. So but this is kind of like my own creative solution to not have to be bothered painting the sides of the canvas. I just put, an original design on the sides. So it's technically painted, but it's not like part of the actual composition on the front. What do you think of that idea? Do you think that's cool or creative or like I don't know if like an art gallery would take my art on that way. I don't know if it's too contemporary. Oh, like the colors. Yeah, this one's really this one's gonna be really fluorescent. Because I haven't painted the face yet, but my idea is to make it really contrast. So the raven and the hair is going to be really dark, and then the rest of the painting is going to be, high, like fluorescent. That's just basic, cheap acrylic. That's just like the underpainting. It probably looks chalky because um, you can still see the canvas texture through it because I didn't add too much layers on it yet. I also tried to like gesso and sand this one down. These canvases are really coarse, so I don't know. I'd probably have to do like 20 layers of gesso to like make that smooth. Yeah, and then some like cheaper grade like acrylic paints. Some of them do dry kind of like, I don't know. I think like Liquitex paints. They say like they're matte, but they have like a sheen to them when they dry. So you have to like watch that too. Um, some acrylics are, matte, some of them are satin. And if you mixed like a matte acrylic with like a satin acrylic, then your piece is going to come out, parts of it are going to be shiny and parts of it aren't. So I've learned that lesson. Definitely pay attention to the finish of your acrylic and if it's opaque or transparent. I mean, Golden's obviously the best acrylic paint brand, but most of us can't afford that. But hopefully, eventually, I can move on to trying like oils at some point. I definitely wanted to get my skills a little bit better before I, move on to a more expensive medium. But then again, I don't know. Oil paint might even be cheaper than acrylic. Acrylic's really expensive these days. I don't know why or what happened with that, but it's like all of a sudden acrylic paint's made out of like gemstones or something. I don't know. But I guess it's just like everything. But I will show the Sea Witch one more time since that was the live favorite. And then I am going to log off for this evening. Mostly because my phone's getting too hot. But yeah, feel free to add me on Instagram. I'll follow back and I can chat. I'd also love to see what everybody else does too. I feel like artists should have more of a community. So I always try to support everybody I like and comment, repost things even. Yeah, definitely. And Instagram's really hard. I managed to get a decent following on TikTok before it, like, I don't know if it's because it was sold or I don't know what, but what's going on with that? They said they were gonna ban it like for the last like 5 years and still here, but yeah, definitely. I'm definitely trying to make new friends, even if, worst case scenario, like live streaming, just to make a community and friends is good enough for me. Here, let me do it without the blacklight. It's like, especially like on Instagram, it's like a lot of people are trying to be like competitive, and it's like, why? You know, what's the point of having all the skills and knowledge and not share, you know, or share knowledge? Yeah, exactly. It's just so petty. It's like it's just people trying to compete, or you're better than me, or I'm better than you, and it's like, no, I just want to be, friends and just talk about, not everybody can talk about certain topics. And it's like, and likes and comments and social media posts. It's like that's how, you help each other push yourselves out in the algorithm that way. Yeah, right. Yeah, and then like some social media, it's just awful because I'm like sometimes I just want to take breaks from social media because it just gets too much, and then it's like I can't because that's the only way anybody's gonna see my artwork, you know. And then like the art scene in the city that I'm in, it's still pretty thriving. They definitely closed two of the main art universities, so that kind of put a damper on, the art community in my city. They closed up a lot of like, the galleries. There's a couple of good ones still, but a lot of the ones, you gotta know people and that sort of thing to get in there. But yeah, definitely reach out to me on Instagram. I'd love to see your digital work. And I appreciate who's all in here. I have a little bit more people in here than usual. Hey, 9 people's a lot to me. I can't imagine like 9 people staring at me right now. Kind of like when I was in like art school, where they would do critiques and everybody would just be staring at you, just being like, that's awful. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, I'm having a mental breakdown and I'm putting it on paper. But as long as my day goes as planned, I will be. Oh yeah, art class. Yeah, that's just. As I was sitting here, I'm thinking, I'm like, oh, only 9 people are in my life, but I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what if 9 people were like in front of me right now in my room, just like staring at my art? That's actually a lot, you know. But like, yeah, as long as my day goes as planned, I will be back on. It probably won't be until midnight Eastern time. But tomorrow night I'm going to work on this one some more because I need to finish it because I'm over staring at it already. And that way I can start another canvas and I can do a live stream and show you all how I do paint the sides. So I think that'd be interesting. That way if somebody else wants to try it, I can give my weird kind of crazy explanation on how to do it. Yeah, and this is also helping me explain too, because that's something that I've been struggling with, is actually like talking and explaining my art, and like how to do it. But I appreciate everybody. I am going to log off now. So definitely subscribe, check out my videos, and find me on Instagram. I'd love to talk. Take care. Good night.